Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Nandito na naman tayo sa Woman Up. Ngayon kasama na naman natin si Dr. Suzy Rojas. Hello!
Hello!
Kasama natin ang ating holistic mommy na si Miss Isabel Cuervacan. Hello!
Hi!
Ang ating budget mommy na si Mrs. Andrea Daguno.
Hi, everyone!
At syempre, ang ating resident lawyer na si Attorney Carmela Magpantay.
Hi, good afternoon ulit.
Atin ay ang grounding exercise. Anong ating exercise today?
Shall we start with very simple exercises? Okay. So, we're seated. Let's have a seat. Put your feet firmly on the ground. Plant your feet firmly on the ground. Flat feet. Cross your legs. Put your hands on your thighs. Legs, okay? Right. Now, we're just going to take 3 deep inhale breaths and 3 exhales. So, inhale, exhale 3 times. We'll do this together, okay? And then we'll do a few stretches just to feel a little bit grounded and centered. I know we're not going anywhere, but sometimes some of us can still show up late for assignment. So let's ground ourselves today. Here we go. Okay. Inhale through your nose, right? Inhale. Exhale through the nose also. Inhale again. Exhale. One last. Inhale. And exhale. Releasing all the air. All right. We can open our eyes. Let's do a little bit of stretching also. In case we've been seated na nakaupo tayo the whole day, medyo kailangan niya. So can you take your arms to the side? If it's a little masikip like in my office, okay lang yan. Put one arm across and then behind the elbow. Let's do the other side again. Put it again. That's the other way. 2 more. Here we go. Up. And hold it. Stretch back one
feels good.
Step straighter. And let's switch arms. Alright. And then hold your elbows. Naku, nahulog yung stapler. Hold your elbows sa likod behind. And let's open the chest a little bit. Sometimes kasi if we're sitting in front of the computer or the desk or whatever, medyo, everything gets locked in. So open up the chest. All right, shake your hands. And we can start our afternoon of chika.
Okay, good afternoon, ladies.
Thank you.
How are you? We are week 2 of our quarantine.
Yeah. Parang feeling ko tumataba na. Kain.
Kami sa bahay. Facebook lang nahanap na yung malalaking damit.
Ito, Ans, kasi, you're pregnant. I'm sure you have cravings.
Yeah. Hindi ako nagpapagutom kasi masama epekto sa akin pag nagugutom ako.
Nagiging monster.
Minsan, ako na yung nauuna sa kitchen, no? Ayokong malilipasan ng gutom. Kaso lang, once na makita ako na kumakain, nagsusunuran na rin yung iba. So, nasasama ko sila sa craving ko. So, lahat kami, sabay-sabay, lumalaki.
Oh, si Andrea, your kids are so young pa. Do you find it harder kasi with the quarantine, so you're always with them? Every minute?
Naman. Kasi, before quarantine pa naman, nako-quarantine na rin ako. Talaga sila for
Kapag-practice na.
Hindi na naman ako masyadong nag-adjust. Konti lang. Kasi nag-start lang naman nung nag-stop ng classes yung eldest ko, si Angela. So, doon lang talaga kami na kompleto. So, yun, yung sa bahay, syempre, kapag maraming bata, expected na rin naman na magulo. Kaya okay lang. Ano lang, for the past week, yung nakasurvive naman kami dun sa first week ng quarantine. Ano lang, medyo naging busy lang din giving them activities kasi ayoko na humahawak sila ng gadgets for so long. So, anong nangyari? I prepared some activities na minsan games or mga writings, mga drawings, ganun. So, yun yung pinagkaabahan namin for the last week with Doc. Hindi na kami masyadong Pero once a week lang, isang beses lang.
How about you, Suzy?
Been working out, been studying, been updating my materials because there's a lot of information required at this time for my kind of work. Thank you.
Thank you. Isabel?
Girls are making me feel insecure. You're so productive. In my house, I cannot think of work at the moment. We're on week 2, and I've told myself, okay, 1 more week of trying to curb anxiety and stress. Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, I let the work and the research and the activities go for a little bit. Same thing with the children and the school and the activities. So what we're doing naman in order, to do something together is we have 2 meals magkasabay. So my children are a little older. I have a wide range of ages. Madali sabihin na if the small 8-year-old, I will concentrate and give him schoolwork para hindi siya masyado gadgets, that's okay. But what do you do with teenagers? I have a 15 and a 19-year-old.
Yeah.
There's no way I can, separate them from their gadgets. Okay. Yeah. Then I have 2 in their 20s that can't go to work. So they're also on their gadgets. And their type of work is pretty much, if they don't go to work, it's not work na pwedeng iuwi. So it's 5 kids na constantly on their gadgets. So what we've been able to do na lang is the meals together. So with meals together, we've thrown in chores as well. So the little boy, is what he's able to do is he sets the table. So that's his chore. He sets the table, breakfast, for lunch and for dinner. If he doesn't set it, nobody eats. So alam na niya, that's his responsibility. And
how cute!
And then 4 are divided into 1 set washes for lunch, 1 set washes dishes for dinner. Sa karami-rami namin sa bahay, medyo matagal when we wash the dishes. Umaabot din ng 1 hour. But giving them a responsibility makes them feel, first of all, that we're connected. Second, that they're doing something. And if a gadget makes you independently or feel like you're alone because, it's you and your gadget. This way, they're doing something together. And for me, it was like, wow, eureka! So not just on me or our kasambahay, but it's also, it's shared load. So that's step 1, diba? Eating. Step 2 is cleaning. We're getting there.
At least marami ka ng helper sa pag-clean, Isabel.
Tama. We'll get there.
Speaking of kids, Attorney Mel, she looks so young, but she actually has a son who's a frontliner.
Wow.
In a hospital in Makati. So I cannot, because I mean, my daughter, she's taking up medicine also for second year, and I realize na selfish part of me is happy na she's too young to be a frontliner. Because I cannot imagine the worry na you go through, attorney. Attorney.
Yeah. Napuputol ka kasi actually.
Sorry.
May dumaan na airplane.
May dumaan. Wala pa naman nananggal siguro. Wala ko narinig. Yeah, so sabi ko, attorney, I cannot imagine what you go through. Like, every time your son has to go to work.
Yeah. Actually, and every time na ayaw ko na nga minsan open ng Facebook kasi every time may nakikita ko namatay si ganito and si ganito positive. Parang, oh my God, tapos may medical facility or hospital na like yung last time 530 from UST, di ba, na quarantine sila because of exposure sa isang patient. And then kahapon, lahat ng malalaking hospitals na private like St. Luke, yun, Makati Med isa, and then Medical City, may mga yun sila health workers na na-quarantine na hindi lang 10, hindi lang 20, but more than. So, pag kinakausap ko siya, like, paano yan? Meron na kayo pasimple na parang, ano na kaya? Pinapagalitan niya pa ako kasi it's sa ibang department yun, and then parang, pwede mo pa parang gusto ko na sabihin, pwede kayo huwag ka na pumasok. And then, lahat na lang na pwedeng yung parinig na, ano kayo pwedeng gawin? Tapos, dito ka lang sa bahay, kaso alam mo hindi pwede. Selfish. Although, syempre, hindi mo maiwasan maging selfish. Pero, alam mo na,
of
sa
course,
part niya.
Yeah.
Pero naisip ko din, siguro at his age, nung time na ganun din ako na edad, siguro kung dumating yung time na may pagkakataon or may situation na ganun din yung gagawin ko kasi it's part of my duty na kailangan kong gawin. Especially sa kanila kasi sa biomedical engineer. So sila nag-maintain ng mga machines. Imagine mo, ang problema, lahat ng department iniikutan nila. So hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na ibang department sa ibang department nagkaroon ng exposure kasi pinupuntahan din nila yon. So parang ano na lang ako na bahala na si guardian angel, bahala na yung nasa taas, babantayan naman siguro sila. Ganun, hanggang ganun na lang ako. At tinatry kong isipin yon. Minsan lang kasi nag-worry ka na, tapos may mga iba pang instances na nakakainis. Alam mo yon, yung sabi ko nga sa'yo, Arian, a while ago, nagbabike siya papunta doon kasi wala nang transportation. Tapos hindi siya pwedeng mag-drive kasi student driver's license lang meron siya. So, tinatanong ko, libre man lang ba yung parking para sa inyo? Hindi daw. Ang libre daw yung sasakyan. Yung sa bike daw, nagbabayad sila ng parking. Ha? Bakit? Di ba dapat kahit saan pwede nyo i-park yung bike doon na hindi naman kayo mag-occupy ng gano'ng kalaking space, parang bayad kayo ng parking. Parang simpleng bagay na I know na okay, kung mag-park ka naman talaga, mag-bayad ka. But then, eto na yun, parang nagsasacrifice ka na. Ano ba naman yung simpleng, yung medical facility bigay ng parang hindi naman, diba? Privilege, diba? Privilege na hindi mo kailangan pilitin yan to come to work. Sila mismo, kahit delikado, pupunta sila sa work. Hindi lang kasi siya. Alam ko madami din. Hindi lang siya ang pupunta doon na nakabike kasi walang transportation. And yet, hindi man lang ba sila pwedeng bigyan ng ganong privilege? So, sige, libre na parking lang kasi hindi na kayo kailangan pilitin pumunta dito. Kahit pagod na pagod kayo pa uwi, magbabike pa rin kayo. Diba?
And the risk, diba? You know, I was really upset the other day kasi I saw this news na one of the doctors ng son ko, kasi when my son was 7 years old, he almost died of this virus called Shigella. And you know, I thought that I was really going to lose my son already. And then one of the doctors there was mentioned, I won't mention na lang her name, but then na-mention siya as namatay daw. So I was really sad about it because, you know, she was one of the reasons why my son survived. And then after a while, the sister posted, she wasn't even, you know, she didn't pass away. She's in critical condition. But can you imagine the trauma the family gets? Like their sister is in critical condition, then they receive like condolences from people who are also well-meaning naman. But then at the time when their sister, they don't, you know, the sister is still fighting for her life. The danger of fake news.
That is
dahil
real.
dyan,
That's real danger.
That's
actually,
true, diba?
yung special power, may nakalagay doon na pag yung pinoprohibit na ngayon yung fake news and there's corresponding penalty. Although may mga issue, may marami nagsasabi na how can you implement it, how can you penalize, and there's actually no law penalizing that kind of act, and then there's no proper definition of the fake news. So, paano mo sasabihin na it's a fake news? Yun ang pinaka-hype dito daw. Kasi sa yung Bayanihan Act, wala namang naka-specify doon na definition kung ano yung fake news. So, paano mo sasabihin? Paano mo siya ika-qualify na fake news? So, paano mo siya i-penalize kung hindi mo alam na kung fake news siya?
Pero, attorney, I'm confused. Yung Bayanihan Act ba, is that the same as the one na sinasabi nila na special power ni President?
Actually, yun yung batas na nagbibigay ng additional power, special power to our president because of what is happening in our country today. So, they called it actually Bayanihan to Heal Act. Parang ganun. So,
wait, to heal, not to hell, ha?
Not to heal.
So, meaning yung term na bayanihan is actually the emergency power. Ganon.
Ayaw nila sabihin emergency power. Special power daw.
May nakita akong compose, tawag niya doon, kapangyarihan 143. O, di ba?
143.
Ay, emergency power 143. Your video. I saw that too.
By changing the name to Bayanihan, it actually softened the blow. There is for me, there is an impact, and I don't know, I'm sure Susie will have her opinion on this, but I think that by making the term sound so much more of how we are doing it in the private sector, which is kapit-bisig, helping each other, giving a hand, doing donations, and fund drives and all of that, having switched that term on the politics side made it a little easier, at least in my personal opinion, to accept and to now read what the details are. Ano ba talaga ang ibig sabihin nitong Bayanihan new law na So sometimes changing in labels do help.
That's true, Susie.
To support what Isabel was saying, they are writing on the concepts, they are writing on the Filipino culture and what is important to the Filipino by wording it that way. However, because of the perception already of the government and because of the way they have been comporting themselves or managing the problem, there is still a resistance to it. People are still doubting it. So, yes, it is good that people are reading it. However, it is also true that they are reading it without really believing and therefore poking holes into it.
I think that poking holes and questioning is a good thing. I think the fact that you're not going to take it now for what it is, but you're really going to examine it a little better. It's like, okay, let's find out, is this really good? Plus, because we're keeping and we're paying attention, we're calling out the wrong and really making noise and saying, hey, no, not that, that's not right. Or, no, sandali lang, wag ganyan, hindi dapat ganyan, di ba? Hindi tayo dapat dapat hindi dapat mauna yung mga walang sakit at yung dahil lang may pera or may kapangyarihan. It's making us wary and making us think twice, but making us more vigilant, which is really important. Vigilance.
I like what Isabel is saying because she's focusing now on the different culture aspects of the Philippines. So when people were resisting or letting the government do what they do, that is a Filipino psyche to be always respectful of people with power. However, we see right now a shift in the collectivity. The collectivity and compassion mindset of the Filipino is coming out by saying, wait a minute, Yes, we respect you. However, you are now going overboard. We need to hear you, and we need to see that you are doing this for us. Hence, I'd like
Yes.
to ask I'd like to ask Andrea now, in the family setting, how is this going on as well? How is this carrying on to you as well?
Yeah, how do you feel about it? Yeah. With younger family.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, there
Oh,
you
yeah,
go.
there you go.
Yan. Well, sa setup naman namin, kasi last night when I heard that, when the president, spoke sa television, sabi nga namin parang it's a different feel. Parang iba yung dating. Sabi nga ni husband ko, it's reassuring yung words that he uttered last night. For us, mukhang ano naman siya. I hope na talagang sincere yung government in doing this. Kasi like me nga with small kids, syempre time will pass, it will become part of history, and sila naman yung yung naka-experience ng mga ganitong bagay. So madadala din nila kasi yun when they grow up. So I just really hope, we're hopeful na sana each and every government staff
Mandate.
talagang for the people. Ang hirap din kasi dahil hindi natin alam yung ibang motives, 'di ba? Pero we just stay hopeful na sana everything will turn out right. 'Di ba? Sana people will realize na this is not just for them, or it's a fight for everybody, for all of us, especially dun sa mga Filipino. Yeah.
Hopeful, Susie. I mean,
hopefulness.
I think, how do we, for me personally, it's like, it's been really tough. I really miss my parents.
Yes.
I haven't seen my parents, and they're at an age where they're like in their 70s, early 70s. So it's really tough not to see them. I miss my nieces and my nephew, and having kids, having people loved ones who are from the younger generation. This thing is a little bit threatening because of what happened during martial law. I was really young. I was born at the end of martial law, but from what I heard before, from my from family and friends and people who experienced it firsthand, it wasn't so pleasant. So that is my fear. I fear na I don't want my children to have to fight for their freedom.
Which is why vigilance and keeping an eye open, I think, is very important. I too, I'm separated from my parents. We're just 2 cities apart, but the lockdown of their city is even more stringent than our side, and including their community is completely secluded because they discovered somebody with the virus with the limit to non-resident, and it's my mom's birthday today, so it's like, we can't go.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. I will let her know. So we miss her, and my parents and kids miss her too, and it's sad that during these times, the whole situation, has changed, and it's sad that families will not be able to be together or celebrate together for a while. But I think we should stay hopeful. I think we should look forward to the day that we can again, and collectively use this as we'll sacrifice now para we have a future, diba? Sacrifice tayo ngayon. Don't go out. Really try and keep with what we're being asked to do, so that we don't make it worse for ourselves and for others. And then the sunshine will come out. then we'll all be together. And then we can celebrate it.
I can have coffee together in person na. I don't have to drink. I don't have to drink my sucky organic drink now. Yeah, Susie, this is really a lot of mental challenge, really. Like, this whole experience, diba, Susie?
It is, actually. Isabel manifests the definition of hopefulness very realistically or essentially, that hopefulness is goal-driven, and at the same time, because it is goal-driven, it actually creates pathways to find or to go towards that goal. So when she talks about family, when she talks about time with family and learning sacrifice, that is a goal towards hopefulness. Like, that is a goal to reach. When you talk about gratitude and thoughtfulness and kindness, that again is a pathway towards hopefulness. When you talk about finding ways to make budgets stretch, finding ways to make the money stretch, that is again a hopefulness move. So hopefulness is a concept wherein people look at the goal and find different pathways to the goal simply by focusing what they can control at the moment and not what they cannot control. Yeah.
Oh, attorney, natatahimik ka na. Diyan ka na ba, attorney?
Oo nga, kasi nawala ako kanina actually. Nawala. I think naputol yung internet connection ko kanina. So, kababalik ko lang.
I think after this, after the whole quarantine, I think people will be more thankful for the little things.
I agree.
Yeah.
Going out, having bawang, nahirapan kami maghanap ng bawang. Simple things like that.
Yes.
I didn't even know I like bawang.
And actually, I honestly believe that if you are in the entertainment, so restaurants, for example, in the food business or what, you're going to see your businesses thrive because people are going to want to get together and spend time together. So if you don't have a restaurant but you have catering, people are going to either go out to eat or invite people to their homes to share a meal. And we've always been the type of society that does everything over a meal, di ba? Kahit na contracts na napakalaki, kain muna, di ba? I mean, it's like, whether it's your insurance agent that wants you to buy a new plan, or it's a very big deal between two companies, or it's you and your family, or you and your high school friends or your college friends getting together. Everything's always over food or drinks. So that's just gonna thrive. So we will there's really konting tiyaga lang.
At in addition to that, actually, in addition to that, tayo lang yata yung lahi na ilang beses kumakain sa isang araw. Kasi the rest would always just say 3 times a day. Sa atin, hindi eh. Diba? In fact, we have visitors as a manager. as in the banning industry, syempre yung mga clients are always foreigners, diba? Pag nag-visit sila sa office, sila. Kasi, maya't-maya, tatanungin namin sila, do you wanna eat? Do you wanna eat? Like, most of our principals actually, sanay kumain ng 2 p.m. Yun yung first meal nila in a day. And then after that, minsan wala or fruits only. And then dinner na. Diba? Tayo, before 8 a.m., kain. 9 or 10, kain.
Okay, break.
So, kain ulit. Then 3 or 4, kain ulit. 7, kain. And then bago matulog, kain ulit. Diba?
Yeah.
Oo nga eh.
Ngayon naka-quarantine.
Parang, oh my God, saan yung nilalagay yung kinakain nyo? Kasi, compared to them, tayo pa din yung maliliit. Sila lalaki nila.
Oo nga, in fairness. In fairness. Ako nga, I'm trying to snack on healthier stuff.
Like,
Hindi siya masyado masarap.
Sacrifice nga daw.
Oo nga naman. Tsaka malapit na ang Lent.
Ayan, mag-practice na din.
So,
there was a suggestion nga daw na since nasa loob lang ng bahay yung families, parang you have to sleep longer na lang daw para yung meals nyo is twice or once a day na lang. Para hindi rin kain ng kain. So, tulog na lang.
Parang yung lang yan eh. Parang sa akin na yung sinasabi ni Duterte na parang ang sarap pakinggan, ang hirap gawin.
Oo nga.
Nasa bahay ko, nakakagutom. Siguro kasi nakikita pagkain, lalo na ngayon, nakastock yung mga food.
Tsaka wala ka magagawa iba eh. Wala ka ibang magagawa. Pag nabubore ka, wala ka ibang pwedeng gawin. Kumain.
Nakapag-bake nga ako eh. Nakapag-bake ako ng cookies. Imagine that. Tapos may request pa, mag-bake daw ako ulit. Sabi ko, wow. Wala silang excuse. Wala silang kawala. They can't get out of the house. They're forced to eat what they cook.
Pagkain pa din.
Pagkain pa din. So, and ano yung mga tips mo? Kasi di ba yan nga, pagkain, di ba? We still have to think of our budget. Kasi, as hopeful as we can be, we can get, we don't really know how long this will last.
Yeah. Yun nga, speaking of bayanihan, we really have to cooperate with yung mga mandates ng government, and also at the same time sa house natin. Kung lalabas tayo, 'di ba ngayon naka-quarantine pass? So usually one person lang talaga yung allowed to go out of the household to do shopping or groceries. So it's really helpful na meron na talagang list kung ano yung bibilin. Diba? Kung yung mga moms or yung mga wives natin yung bibili, usually madali na lang yun kasi kabisado na naman yan eh.
Mm-mm.
However, kapag ibang tao or yung
husband
yung bibili, diba? You have to make a detailed list daw.
Ano ba yan?
Ang hirap.
Very true, ang hirap.
Yeah.
Very true.
So, kanya-kanyang style ng list daw yan. If you want na with photos, i-print nyo daw para mas madali nilang makuha sa shelves. Diba? Yung iba naman, pinipicturean sa phone, screenshot, send it to your husband or someone who will buy sa groceries. Kasi kung may list ka or meron kang guide on what to buy, mas madali mo siya makuha. At the same time, hindi ka matatagalan sa grocery, hindi ka ganun katagal ma-expose sa tao. Diba? Lalo na ngayon yung grocery yata are very, mahaba yung pila. Parang morning pa lang.
Yes.
I think inaabot daw 2 hours.
But very organized. Miguel went to the grocery yesterday. Very organized siya. As in, may mga chairs pa na talagang practicing the safe distancing. So, and then once he was able to go in sa grocery store, kasi konti lang yung tao, parang mas masarap mag-grocery. Although medyo yung prices talagang medyo tumaas. Nakakatawa nga siya yesterday kasi he called me up, sabi niya, because we have 3 girls, Sabi niya, what will the girls use? Sabi ko, sanitary napkins. He never thought that he would one day have to go there and buy different. So sabi niya, what's the difference between night and day? Sabi ko, it's there na. Night and day. And then sabi niya, I didn't know there was a schedule. Yes, there is actually. It's actually very well scheduled.
And looking for nail polish remover, okay? And he's like, I'm here and I see cuticle remover, cuticle conditioner, agua oxigenada, and he runs through the thing. He goes, okay, this must be it. aceite acalforado. No, honey. That's not a remover.
So I guess our men are learning to do groceries now.
Yeah. One good thing, no? That it can bring.
Yeah, and I think
Dapat
that
talaga
So, naano sila.
closer, you know.
Great about this time though, it is a shift in roles. Shift in normal male-female roles. Ergo, the sensitivity and the understanding as well as the respect for the different roles.
Yeah,
And that
right.
helps in a marriage and it helps in the communication.
That's true.
I agree.
But
I really agree with that.
And we're going to see a lot of memes come out of, because my friend told me yesterday, she says, oh my gosh, you can't imagine how many men are here in the grocery right now shopping with their phones talking to their wives. They're half the wives and they're just going and their faces are so confused. So she says, I could take pictures and spend the whole afternoon. And she was having so much fun.
Right? Pati conditioner. What's this? You know, what's this? What's the difference? Like, you know, bakit may 3-minute miracle, may mga, you know, different kinds of
I
conditioners.
could just imagine actually, kawawa din dun sa mga sales ladies and sales force kasi mas dumadagdag yung trabaho nila. I think, maya mapupunta sa kanila, ano ba to? Saan ba ito makukuha? Ano tsura nito? Kung ano-ano pang questions na as in, grupo na minsan pupunta sa kanila to ask that. Sandali. Sinabi ko na yung kanina. Sandali. Sinagot ko na yung kanina. I-record na lang kaya nila.
No, the other night, I saw, sabi ko kay Wendell, kasi Wendell and I, we work together, right? So, kumika sabi niya, sandali, balikan kita kasi may kausap ako. Pag akyat ko sa room namin, ang ka-video chat niya si Miguel. And they were talking about, you know, aquariums and how to make mga isda, sabi ko, wow, very intensive na talaga yung mga ngayon talagang parang naghahanap din sila ng gagawin nila.
Correct. Parang hindi sila
parang sabi niya, parang hindi sila mag-bore. So I guess we're really so far I think if you're going to one descriptive word yung sa week 2 ng ating quarantine, ano yon? Sinong gusto mag-start?
Ako.
Yeah, one descriptive word. Hopeful. And
para kasing hopeful na din ako eh. Diba?
For me it's organizing. So week 2 is time to organize already. Parang because it's going to be 4 weeks of lockdown, 1 down. We're on week 2. So if I organize my household now, then we will be better equipped to manage the next 2 weeks, diba? Kasi sa ngayon, everything was new, but by being hopeful and then starting to organize, maybe we'll come out of this okay.
Susie.
Mine is just do it. You can do anything. You can change roles. You can learn different things. You can get this done if you know you just do it.
So, mga mommies, mga ladies, what's your message to our viewers for this episode? Bato pick tayo sino?
Just roll with the ball. Just roll with the ball. Everything is possible when you know you can do it. So just do it.
Yeah, you have to think positive. No, sabi nga dun sa nabasa ko, our minds, yung most powerful tool that we have right now. So you just have to feed positive thoughts no, read positive stuff so that you can think straight, even though there are a lot of distractions that is happening around us.
Isabel?
For me, it's focus on what you can what you can do, what you can control. So if hiwalay-hiwalay ang mga families natin, then but we can keep together through smartphones and communication like that, picking up the telephone, that's still keeping in touch. So focus on what we have. Let's say if magkasama tayo sa bahay, hindi tayo makaalis, then appreciate the fact that you have what you have at the moment. And by focusing and being grateful for what you have, yung worry and anxiety sa ibang mga bagay, that goes away and becomes easier to handle, easier to manage. Yeah, let's for me, it's focus on what blessings we presently have, whatever they are. Keep your mind.
Attorney?
Ako, we can survive. We were able to survive the past week. We will survive this week, and the week after, and a month after, and forever we will survive.
We have gone through so many challenges, like, individually, as a society, even as like a civilization, humanity as a whole. We've gone through many challenges, and if I base it on the pattern in history, kasi sabi nga nila, we need to look back into history to at least have an idea of what is going to be. And I see a pattern na we've survived the bubonic plague. We've survived wars, different kinds of wars. And after that, there's like parang graph na tataas yung challenges and then bababa.
Pattern.
And may pattern tayo. And then it's going to be peaceful. And I think that pattern goes then to as individuals sa atin. And we've really, and I know you ladies, we've all faced many challenges. This is just one of the challenges. We are going to survive. And we are going to emerge, beautiful and sexy and brave. And kaya talaga every day, we woman up. So, see you again next week. Dito lamang po sa Woman Up.
Woman Up!
Woman up!
Okay, thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you again.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.